Brandon.
The linebacker C.J. Mosley in on the stop. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for...
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Broncos are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
A first down carry for Henry. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Drop 60, drop 60. 60 average, 60 average. Go street.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
And, oh, that would get a wide-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter.
Picked off by Aaron Robinson. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there with touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be a possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And that's caught inside the 35.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. And that looked almost to be a case of, you know, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And that's a rare bright spot in what's overall been a pretty poor showing so far. But you've got to figure when you're down a bunch, why not take some big shots? And they connect on that one.
And that throw traveling an even 64 yards in the air.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
behind is Hurts. And that is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I love those corners who can not only cover, but don't mind getting a little physical as well. How about the coverage on that play, knocking that pass away?
The kick by Bass is good.
And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Broncos are going to take over here up near the 40.
For a team who came in here on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. And that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
19 tight, 19 tight. Come 19, come 19. Rig.
Hurts.
And that is incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked them off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. An excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away.
He's got a man, complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 36 yards on the play. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. (21-3) is your score after 1. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cook. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles.
Dalvin Cook with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Eagles are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run the offense.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And he is going to have a Broncos first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on fourth down. What a time for his first catch as they get the conversion on fourth. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. He's going to look deep down the field. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
19 right.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 36 yards on the play. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. It's caught. Smith. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Broncos are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button.
He's got a man, complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. This is taken just shy of the 10. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
On second down, it's Cook again.
Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with third down looming.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Running for it. Here's Cook. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. Just enough push up front. He only needed about 6 inches. He didn't get a whole lot more than that.
No, but he made sure he got enough so they didn't have to worry about measuring it or making it even close. Ends up picking up a couple of yards in a situation, as you noted, where he only needed inches.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Tyus Bowser with a pick.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
To throw again on second down. Hurts. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Aaron Robinson. And the Eagles are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's the defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Here's Cook again. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get the series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Flush to his right. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Check smash, 19 tight, 19 tight.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this is taken in at the 5. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. He's at the 50, the 30, 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
They go play fake. Mahomes. This is Smith with a grab. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Open man, he
he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith with his second touchdown of the night. And the Eagles are pouring it on. Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. A short kick taken at the 18. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
7 Tigers.
They'll look to throw again. Eluding the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. And to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Matt Judon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And that is caught. It's Davis. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. First down, here's the run with Cook. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 17, Mahomes. And my goodness, another interception. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Broncos are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Eagles force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And the last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone. They throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up. You end up throwing a pick. Everything goes awry. And now, points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out, the idea was to score points. Yeah, they're getting a little restless, too.
70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. On play action, it's Mahomes. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. Flushed out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
Gabriel Davis,
39 yards.
And the Eagles add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. The extra point by Mevis is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And they, unfortunately, are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll let this go deep for Sutton.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That's taken in by Eskridge, complete.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. Now the ball comes loose, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. And I don't know that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Broncos are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
19 tight, 19 tight. Go.
Hurts.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Throwing is Hurts. This will go to Henry out wide.
And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. That's going to bring up fourth down. Only a gain of 2 there.
Seven Pirates.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Hey, 43, 15. Yellow.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. The slot man in motion right. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Smith will come in motion right. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
In motion right is Smith. Mahomes going to go on 4th down. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Broncos will take over on downs. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Eagles will take over here just shy of the 30. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. He's got a man, complete.
And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds.
A big play there for Philly. 67 yards. CD, with that last pass, he joined a group of about 50 other men that are over 30,000 career passing yards. So, look, he's not at the top, but that's pretty good company.
Yeah, it's not the most exclusive fraternity in the NFL, but it's a pretty good one, isn't it? You still have to put some numbers up in order to get in, okay? The secret knock.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Mahomes now to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted a picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Warriors 70.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 23. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And they need work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Panther 11. Panther 11.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but he falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Let's go. Mustang 19. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts.
Steps away to his left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Eagles are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Fans usually love to see scoring, and there's no shortage of it.